Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends going over our 2 Maneater Unkillable comp. I love it. An Unkillable comp with 2 guys, and you can put in 3 other champions. It doesn't matter what the 3 other champions are. We're going to use all rares today. We're going to use Frozen Banshee, Bulwark, and Gravekill Chiller to go with our 2 Maneaters and easily 3-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So if you have 2 Maneaters, please do this comp. It is really the best thing to do. Super easy. You're going to see it in action in just a minute, but I do want to give credit where credit is due. I saw this 2-man and I got the speeds from this from Scratch AK-47. I'm going to leave a link. If you look below in the description, hit see more. You're going to see all his information there for his YouTube and then also for his Twitch. Very knowledgeable guy. He's a great guy, actually. Thank you so much for helping us out with this. He said that he tested this out a lot. His clan and clan cluster tested this, so that's why we know it works. And thank you so much for everybody's work out there because it's making my day beautiful. So we're going to go in here also. The speeds on this, I don't like to play around with the speeds that I see people do. I don't know the threshold, so if you know the thresholds down below of what we can do the different speeds with, let us know. So Verdi254, which also I'll leave a link to his YouTube below and his Twitch below. Streaming all the time, YouTubing all the time. He gave me this information that I saw him do a video on that talks about the turn meter of the clan boss and where your guys will take their turns. Now, the reason I bring this up is because it was done by some smart minds here on Reddit. You can see Belrudin was the one who got me to do the Zephyr Sniper counterattack that we use now with the very minimal gear that I did a while ago. Very popular video. So I know some great minds went into this. There's 4 different people that helped make this. It's very cool, and it lets you know like when your turn will happen when you're fighting the clan boss. Now, it doesn't make a lot of sense to you at first, but once you start doing your turn order, you start seeing it physically on the clan boss, and then you can kind of match it up to here, you'll start to kind of get a feel about what's going on here. But it is pretty weird. Look, it's not just a matter of your Maneater and your Maneater, both of these having a certain speed. These speeds have to be correct as well because they play a big part on what your turns will be the further you go down in the clan boss. So I'm going to give you an example right here. If I went from 205 to 204 with Gravekill Chiller, it's going to turn these. Right now you see that Maneater is going 1, 2, and then 3 right here at this part. If I change this to 204 and hit enter, it's going to jump them up. Now you see that Maneater is going, both Maneaters are going twice right here, and then they're going like 3 times down here and 3 times again back to back. It's changing. It's changing the cycle of when those Maneaters will go, and I don't think it will work then, so I leave it where it's at. I leave it where it's at because I don't know the thresholds. I don't know if I can make this any different, if I can do 205 to 213 and we're safe with everybody else here. I'm going to keep it just like it is. You guys let me know in the comments below. This is a pretty cool tool. You just go over here. It says File, make a copy. So when you open this, I'll leave a link to this below. Make a copy. It'll open up with a new one. Hit yes. And then you start putting in all your information. And you'll be good to go. Just put in all your information. It'll go down there. You're great. Okay, let's get into it. So we have this new 2-man Maneater comp, right? I love it to death. It makes my life so much easier, and it's so easier to start out with. So you are going to take a couple hits in the beginning. We're going to go see that in just a minute. I promise you we're not going to waste any more time on this. I just want to show you my gear real quick. Speed gear. Rare speed gear with 2 speed hits will get you there. Even with 1 speed hit will get you there. You just need that speed gear on your Maneaters. Rare speed gear, 5 or 6 star, doesn't matter. If you're farming Dragons 20 and you expect to do Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, then you should have gear like this so that you can get up here to your 248, and then you can go over here to your other Maneater. Where's our other Maneater at? Let's go. We're going to go Affinity. We're there. And where is the, here's the other Maneater so that you can get your 247. Actually, I got 247, 248. The other one said 246, whatever. It works. So here we are with this speed gear as well. Very easy to see. And then down here on our Bulwark should be right there in the middle. I just got him on the gear that he had on him and got him to 206. Now he doesn't need lifesteal gear. Obviously we're doing an Unkillable comp, and it blocks debuffs. That's the greatest thing about these Maneaters. They block debuffs as well, so we don't have to worry about that stun from the clan boss. That way if you brought in a Roche, right? The tower, if you brought him in, you'd have to worry about that stun. You'd have to bring a cleanser. So I think they're even better. They're even better than having that. Let's go over here to our other 2. So Gravekill Chiller is here. Again, same gear I had on her before. Take her to 205. And then we've got our Frozen Banshee. You do want your Frozen Banshee to go first, and this one at 212. All right, let's get into the video. See what we have over here. We will get right into it. So here's my team, Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. Let's run it. Again, I love this so much. It makes it so you don't have to worry about speed tuning all your other champions. And maybe then you can't bring them into arena, or they're not speed tuned in properly for your runs in the dungeons that you do, right? I love it. Also over here, I'm putting up the speed order. As you can see, rotation on, here, let me slow this down a little bit. Rotation on turn count 0. That's your turn count. You're going to go in here. Sorry, I was talking. You're going to go in here and you're going to siphon. We're going to watch it. Watch it right now. Siphon. That's what you're going to start out with. Siphon. You take your turn count as 0 right now, just like you can see up the top right. Do whatever you need to do with these 3. I'm going to put up poison sensitivity, of course. Then we're going to do her A3. You're going to be able to hit auto right after this. Now we're going to do our unkillable. A1. This is turn 1 that you can see right here. A1. We're going to hit another A1, and then we're going to reverse that after that. We're going to do A1 unkillable, and then we're going to hit auto. And then you can see the turn count here. You can see the turn count for the rotation I put up there. We're just doing it. Now, any champions can fit in here, right? Any 3 champions can fit. So if the affinity changes to force, which obviously these guys are weak to because we have 2 magic affinities, you can bring in whoever else you want. It doesn't matter. It's so versatile. You can do whatever you want to. Obviously, if you have a Vizier, if you have somebody crazy like a Martyr for counterattack, if you just brought in, and we'll test it, a Skull Crusher instead of Bulwark to get those counterattacks, right? Because we're still getting hit. Watch. And keep in mind, remember when I talked about earlier, you're still going to take a few hits, so you can't bring in like a level 1 champion into this. They've got to have a little bit of meat on their bones. Just a little bit. Because we took a couple swings, right? We'll take a couple swings. Right now, we're going back to our unkillable. At this point, you're fine. I didn't take much damage into here, right? We didn't take much damage at all, but you still can't bring a level 1 in here. And you can't have 0 gear on them. You got to have a little bit of HP on there so they can take a few hits, and then you get the unkillable up. So if you're dying around 0 or you're dying at turn 1, then you need to get a little bit of gear on them. But it'll be fine. If you're getting the speeds, you're going to have some gear. You're going to have some gear on them. You're all right. So we're already into it. That was it. That was it. It's as easy as that. Go back here. You look. Siphon. Turn count 1, unkillable. A1. Turn count 2, A1, unkillable. Then hit auto. And you can just go back through here and replay it. You'll be able to see it. Once you hit auto, I'm going to 2x speed it right here. And it's going to go through the whole process. So again, if you wanted to bring in Skull Crusher into Bulwark's position, of course you're going to get more damage. You're going to be counterattacking more often. Those War Master procs are going to happen. Hopefully you're going to get up a reduced defense, which we should get up with our Gravekill Chiller soon. She'll put it up every once in a while. She's not keeping it up like I'd like it. There it is. So it's amazing. It's amazing. Again, if you go up against a Force Affinity clan boss, well, you know what? Bring in your other people who do what we've got. Yaga the Insatiable. We've got Occult Brawler. We have other people that can do poisons that you want to bring in. Obviously, if you have a Vizier, if you have a Martyr, they can do decreased defense and counterattack. If you have other options like that, yes, you can easily 2-key, almost 1-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss depending on your setup, which I'm going to be trying a lot of different variations. I have Septimus, I have Vizier, I have Martyr, Valkyrie, all the rest. Skull Crusher, we can try it with a Skull Crusher just to see what people can do if they only have a Skull Crusher. I love to do teams out there with minimal, right? What would it be, what would it take, or what could we do to bring in the least used champions or the rares, right? At least the rares. Bring in the rares that most people might have that we can use to get this done. But 3-keying this, and you're going to see the damage here at the end, is amazing. We are almost 2-keying it with just these people right here. Almost 2-keying with 3 rares and 2 Maneaters. And again, the gear that we have on here, the speed gear, is just a lot of rare speed gear, 5 and 6 star, with 2 hits or 1 hit into speed. So it's not that bad, guys. It is not that bad at all. Then they could have all speed gear on to get the threshold you need. If you think it's bad right now, well then obviously you're not meant to do Ultra Nightmare. This is in-game. This is very in-game. So if you don't have the speed to do that or the gear, if you can't farm Dragons 20, it's going to take you to farm Dragons 20. It really will. Farm Dragons 20 and you'll be able to do it very easy. But this is in-game. So you should have to have that. And then again, it's not crazy. It's not crazy. You saw the gear. All you need is 1 or 2 hits into speed rares that have speed substat, and you can do this with anybody. Of course, you do need the 2 Maneaters. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. If you have a Rosh Guard, if you have a, Skull Crusher, you can do that unkillable comp as well. But this right here seems like the best and most enjoyable one to me because we can sub in, I just feel like there's so many different comps we can do by having 3 different slots we can put in here just to have fun with. just to have fun with. So we're at the very end now where it's turn 49. At turn 50, he's going to hit everybody. That's when he goes through Unkillable and block damage and everything else. So we will be dead in about a couple seconds. But look at that damage already. You can see it on the far right. 27 million. Almost 28 million with 3 rares and 2 Maneaters. Insane. Insane. I love it. So I'm going to switch it around. We're going to be doing, you know, different comps throughout the week to see what we can do. Of course, I'm going to bring in the heavy hitters to see if we can one-key it. But I don't have a Draco, unfortunately. You know, a Draco would be the best thing to bring in here. Scratch AK-47 also has a video up just like this, and he's got some power players in there. He's got some really heavy hitters, and I think almost one keys it. Almost, not yet. So if you have 2 Dracos, of course, you could do some insane damage with that as well. I don't know. I don't know what the best things are yet. I don't know. I haven't gone through this all yet to be able to test it out. I just wanted to bring it out to you guys right now. So have a lot of fun. If you have any questions, put it down below. If you know the thresholds of speeds that we can kind of play with, please let me know that as well. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys all on a video soon.